making it stick by linking it to emotions. If we look at a business in terms of marketing and the business, we see that marketing will do this. It'll go up and down because marketing is cyclical. We will have different events every year that we will market towards. Seasonal discounts, the launch of new products. It goes up and down throughout a business's life cycle. The business's identity can change slightly over its life cycle as well. New logos, new color schemes, etc. What should never change? The promise that we make. And this has been even more impactful post-COVID. Because post-COVID, there's been a significant behavioral change amongst consumers when interacting with our products. And we've got to ask ourselves, like, ultimately, what drives behavior? Because marketing wants to get our consumers to change their behaviors. If they're buying someone else's product now, or not buying our product, we need to get them to change the behavior to buy our product. So what we've seen post-COVID is there's a marked increase in this idea of self-motivation and understanding that at any time in space, there is my current self, who I am right now. And there is the self I aspire to, my ideal self. How do I want to be different a week, a month, a year from now? And the gap between where I am now and where I want to be, that is what drives motivation. That is what motivation actually is. It's understanding that if I'm here now and I want to be there later, what do I have to do to get there? Now imagine if, as a business, as a company, we can show consumers how our product allows them to do that. People are looking to close that gap. And this translates into a job to be done, and brands help people do this. But brands need three things in order to convince people to engage with them. So firstly, what we sell, what we do, needs to be distinctive. Right? It can be the same, but it must be different. Right? Burger King and McDonald's, same thing, but they're different. So what is it that allows me to decide between Burger King today and not McDonald's, and what changes it for the next day? Right? Secondly, relevance. Our product has to be relevant to a person when they understand this gap that they're in. And when they can see how our product, our brand, is relevant to them filling that gap, that is when we get them to take action and to buy our stuff. And then we've spoken about credibility already. And as part of this, we also need to understand as brands how context is so vital, that we make a different decision based, for example, on what we drink with the meal when we have the meal. And you're likely to have something different to drink with your breakfast than you would with your lunch. You're likely to order a different drink when having lunch with your colleagues than when you're having dinner with your wife or partner. And when we understand this context and the biases that affect those decisions, then we can really tailor our marketing messages for different times of the year, for different audiences, for people in a different station in life. I want to share with you a case study just now about how a bank in Kenya did exactly that. And then the next thing we need to understand is how behavioral decision-making is goal-centered. And all motivation for engaging with brands are based on 6 implicit goals. And there they are: adventure, excitement, enjoyment, discipline, and autonomy. So just after COVID, I worked with South Africa's biggest cycling retailer. They had 6 or 7 stores around the country. They sell millions of dollars in bicycles every year. And they told me that they think, or they said to me, we know people buy from us and not from anybody else because of security. I said, why do you say security? They say, well, we're the only franchise retailer in the country. We've got stores everywhere, and we've been around for long enough so people know that if they buy something from us, they're buying the right thing. So we took it to market research, and we conducted extensive research with the cycling market in South Africa in 2021. Guess what we found? We found that the intrinsic goals for their clients was not security. It was, in first place, adventure, then excitement, and then autonomy. Those were the three key implicit goals that drove the decision the public made to engage with Cycle Lab. And it wasn't what they thought. So all their marketing up to then had been about security. You're safe buying a bike from us. We can finance it. It's okay. We won't run off with your money. You can trust the online store. And people didn't care about that. And when they changed their approach to speak to people's sense of adventure, the excitement that they create for their customers, and the autonomy they give their customers, because now I can ride my bike when I want, where I want it, then their business really took off. And where other brands or other bicycle shops in South Africa were really struggling, they boomed. Nike understands this as well, because Nike isn't about selling sporting gear. Nike engages customers by fulfilling their implicit goals. And Nike's brand promise isn't top performance and going to the Olympics and winning this and getting gold medals. Nike's brand promise is, if you have a body, you're an athlete. And that's why we can go to the gym and go to the park, and we can see very unathletic people wearing Nike clothes, Nike sneakers, Nike shoes, shirts. And when they put that on, how do they feel? Like an athlete. Therefore, people feel as though they are athletes when they wear Nike gear. The brand fulfills the implicit goals of discipline, because in order to be athletic and win medals, you have to be disciplined. And the other one is excitement. It's exciting. And this is one of their latest ad campaigns.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
That means anybody can be great. How do you become great? You wear Nike and you go for a run, because even the person who's running there is lapping the one on the couch.